everyone, so I'm back for another school tips video, and this one is for college, and this is kind of what to expect on your first week of college. The first week is really hectic because there's a lot going on and there's a lot to do, but again, if you're prepared, then it'll be less stressful and just a smoother ride for that week. So first of all, if you want to watch my prepare for the first day of class video, you can go watch that. That one is really in depth on just preparing for the first day. So next, for the whole week after you finish your first day of class, you can get a routine down. I like to think of this as getting to know the time you're going to be in class and everything you need to get done. So kind of be like, okay, what time is my first class, what time is my last class, and look at the breaks you have in between. Also, check if in the morning, if you have extra time, if you want to get breakfast, if you want to make extra time to get coffee, then set aside that time. And then also lunch breaks. If you have breaks in between your classes, see if you have time to grab a quick snack. So that way you can start a routine and you'll kind of get that Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are the days where I have this time to go and eat. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, I have more time in the morning to get breakfast. So that way you can just have a nice schedule laid out. What's really important to get done in the first week of college is to get the basics done. There's a lot that needs to be done, and it's great to have a checklist. So one thing that's really important is to get your ID card and validation. So get your card validated. That can also go with validating your card for your meal plan as well. Really important because you want to get that out of the way, and expect there to be like a long line because a lot of people are doing the same thing. So expect there to be a long line, so set aside time for that, maybe in between a class or two. And then also meet with your advisor if you have time during the week. It's really important because you want to make sure you're on the right track and that your classes are set and you're on the right path. You also want to go to the library. This is usually where you can get your internet access. You can get your username and password, set up your school email, your library card, setting up to print things at the library, a library printer card. So all those things you can get done at the library. That's really important to get done. It's really good to get done in the beginning when your classes are pretty slow. And then also make sure everything is going well with your financial aid. Go to the office, make sure everything's okay, as well as your meal plan. Especially if you're living at a dorm, you probably have a meal plan and you want to have that all set. So when you want to eat, then it's all set and everything for you. And also, if you're driving to school, have your parking permit or go and apply for the parking permit as soon as possible, because most of the time it's first come, first serve. So you want to get the right parking stall at where you want it to be. And also for dorms, get your mailroom key and everything. Also, they usually have a dorm room checklist where you check everything in your dorm and make sure everything is accounted for. And those are usually due in the first week. Also in the first week, of course, you want to buy your books. It's really up to you if you want to buy them before class or after you attend your first class. It really depends on you. Some people find it better to buy it beforehand so they can get the best prices, but some like to wait after just to make sure they need the book or not. But usually you can see on the book or like at the bookstore if it's required or if it's optional. So if it's required, of course, you need to buy it. Look at the prices for used and new and kind of estimate like the best price you can get. And don't forget that you can always buy your books online. I like to buy my books through Amazon. The only downfall is that there's waiting time for shipping and everything, so always take that into account. It's really cheaper though, like you save a lot more money. And you can also rent books. Some universities now give you the option of renting books instead of buying them. It's way more cost effective, and you can also rent books online through Amazon as well and download them on like your iPad and everything. So those are some options, but just make sure to get those done in the first week because you don't want to fall behind in class. Probably the most important thing you want to do in the first week is to get your classes all set. This is probably the most difficult one, but it's really important. If you're on a waiting list for a class, make sure to attend the class and talk to the professor about getting you in, about getting you a seat. And this is important to have your ID number memorized, because sometimes they need your ID number. So have it memorized. It'll just be easier and faster that way. And make sure you go to class. I know some people think the first week is not important, but it really is. Go to class and just be there, because it's really important. You don't want to miss anything. And if you want to drop a class after you went, make sure to do it as soon as possible. Make sure to do it before the add drop deadline, and that way you won't get charged for any fees. And it's just easier for the professor that way to have students add and drop in the first week. Make sure you have all the paperwork and everything finalized for adding or dropping any classes during the first week, because during the second week is when the teachers start to teach, and you don't want to fall behind if you're registering for a class a little bit late. Yeah, so those are my tips at what you should be doing in the first week of college. I know it's a lot, but if you have a to-do list and you get everything done in a timely manner, it'll be less stressful, and you can get all those things out of the way before classes really start to pick up and you actually have work to do. So I hope that helps. If you guys have any more tips for others to read, then leave it down in the comment box. And make sure to subscribe to my school tips playlist for more videos. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!